What is up, everybody? This is hashtag follow the conversation, episode 51. Yeah, 51. Michael is, again, he's not hosting this. You guys are stuck with me. I am your host, Drewby, and I'm joined with two co-hosts today, Blake
Hello.
and... So what? What the heck? Oh, crap. I'm going to close... All right, pro hosting don't have the live feed open in your other window, then you'll start hearing yourself. No. Well, anyway, so we're joined with Blake, and then I think maybe it's the second time you've been on the show, Mark.
Yeah, what's up?
What's
You've
up?
been on more
I
than
think
twice, right?
have you been
I was on the topic of video games
That's right.
and hashtag, and I'm on one episode of the monthly issue weekly.
Gotcha. Okay.
I've been on.
So all right, so just it's been a while then is the correct way to put this.
Yeah, it's been
yeah.
a long time.
It's been a little bit. Michael is out. He is on assignment in Iowa. So I'm continuing on the show. Without him, who needs Michael? Yeah, I mean, he only like hosts the site, or kind of manages the site, and like has been hosting the show for a long time. But who needs him?
I know, like, after this show, I'm just gonna, sit alone in a dark room and record, I Can't No Music all by myself with my single commentary of the album Genesis. I mean, he really adds nothing to the conversations, so, I mean, I might as well do it without him.
Blake, you just have to effectively play a schizo, and it won't matter.
Yeah. I just get him to send me his notes, and then I read them like in his voice, just like try to imitate him, and no one will know the better.
Or you could just sit in a dark room and then just consume the Pink Floyd album again.
I could do that.
I was told that is the way that I should probably listen to that album.
That is a very good way to enjoy that album.
I haven't. I confession, I haven't finished that episode. I had started it.
Okay.
But
have you listened to the album though? That is
I
the more important
but
thing.
I haven't, but I'm already familiar with the track "Money." That was kind of the main track I was already familiar with. That was on the movie The Italian Job, which is kind of how I know it. I was talking a little bit about this weekend with another guy. It came up in a conversation, but yeah. So we are here and we are doing a show. What's going on, guys? It's another week and stuff going on in our lives. Blake, what you been up to?
Not much. Michael's wife, my sister, came out last, I want to say either Wednesday or Thursday. So we've been getting to hang out with her. She came out to see her new nephew, Titus. So we've been having lots of people over for, dinner and stuff. We had tacos tonight. So that's been pretty fun.
I also had Mexican food tonight.
What did you have?
I warmed up some frozen burritos.
I don't think you can really qualify that as Mexican food, Drew.
I had Taco Bell.
All right. Then last night I had Mexican food, and the fact that I had Taco Bell. So
yeah,
okay.
Me too. Tonight, it's great.
Yeah.
Taco Bell is about as Mexican as you can get. As Hispanic, ethnic in your food over here. That's not true, but it's really good though. Like tonight, I was craving it a little bit. So yeah, your sister's back out. The whole gang is back together for a little bit. About 10 days, 2 weeks.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so we've already tried to go to lunch, just the siblings, a couple times, which haven't worked out because of various reasons. But yeah, we're trying to get that nailed down. We should be going either Tuesday or Thursday, so that should be pretty fun.
Are you gonna Periscope this?
This has been brought up on I Can't No Music, I'll No Music, but I have no device in which to Periscope or pretty much do anything social network on
Get John to do it.
at all.
John your sister has a cell phone.
Literally everyone else except for me has some, intelligent device that can do things like Periscope. So maybe they will, but I will personally not be Periscoping this happenings.
Should we be concerned that these are intelligent devices? Are these machines going to rise up and dominate the human race?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay.
I mean, like, give it a couple years and then.
Oh, okay. So, all right. So as we've got a little bit of time.
we got a bit of time.
Okay, we can still enjoy ourselves.
Yeah.
This time we have left.
They're not that intelligent yet.
Yeah, my smartphone is sitting here and it's not trying to. That I know of. It's not trying to take over my life. So, Mark, what you been up to? Hold on. Blake has something else to say. He's got something else to add to this riveting conversation.
So the other day, I was at a robotics meeting that we were having, and someone had I think it was an iPhone 6 or something, and he was trying to show off the Siri and how you could like yell at it across the room and get it to do things for you. So we ended up yelling at Siri for like 5 minutes and it doing completely wrong things and not hearing us, and it was pretty funny. We enjoyed it.
I heard it was on Scott Johnson's TMS, I think is where I heard it, where I heard about a video where someone got two smartphones to talk to each other.
I saw that one, yeah.
And I think it was a Windows phone and an iPhone, and it was basically like, I can't understand that, would you repeat that? And then the other phone would be like, I can't understand that, would you repeat that? And it just goes back and forth because neither of the phone knows what the other. So AI is only so far off. But if that's the extent of the damage that the AI can do, then I'm feeling okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's gonna argue with itself. So yeah. Mark. What you been up to? It's been a while since you've been on the show. Update us with what's been going on.
It's a year, so I can just fill you in.
You've got a year of like stuff you could fill us in on.
Content, yeah. No.
Full detail, man. Full detail.
What have I done? I was gonna say past week, but it's Monday, so it's not. It's this beginning of a week.
You've got all this whole year to draw from, so you've. I will limit you though to 2015.
I started a few days ago. I was just going through Steam. I am the only person who has Steam who's, I think, played every game I have on Steam, and because I don't have very many. I have maybe like 15 games, which isn't ridiculous or anything. So I was just going through and wish listing a bunch of games on Steam, and I have a problem of just not reading things before I do them, and I pre-ordered, I guess, the Minecraft Telltale adventure game, like story mode for Minecraft.
Okay.
Thinking, I was like, oh, this will be fun to play and just sit down and relax. And then I couldn't play it, and it made me sad because I pre-ordered it. So I ended up buying The Force Unleashed, the first one, because I heard that game was good.
How much was that running for?
I think like $20. It was probably not as good of a deal as you could get on Steam. But
was this the first one or the second one?
First one.
Oh, okay.
How much have you played?
I've played the first 2 missions, I believe.
Okay.
The first mission is a tutorial, and it's a lot of fun actually. You start out as it does like the whole Star Wars, the text rolling across the screen, and it pretty much just says that like the Empire's taking over everything, and you hear about a Jedi resistance on Kashyyyk with the Wookiees. So the tutorial you kind of play through as Vader, super OP, and you just walk through this Wookiee city and just kill and massacre a ton of them, and at the end you kill a Jedi, and his Padawan force steals your lightsaber, and he's a really little kid, and he ends up taking that kid and training him. And then the next mission you meet a pilot, and that's pretty much it so far.
I always assumed, and I'm not sure, but I assumed that was his son. Do we know if that was, like, I guess that's a different point I never really took on that it's just a Padawan, which makes sense.
Yeah.
It's just never a point that I took from that game.
Yeah, I always thought the same.
It might be. Have you guys played it? played any of them?
I played. I didn't beat the first one, but I played a fair bit of that one on the PS2.
Is that game on the man?
Yeah.
That's old.
It was like it was. I believe they made it for the. It was like one of the crossovers where they had a copy for the PS2 and a copy for the PS3.
Okay. I played that. I played both of those games, the first one and the second one. I've beaten both of them. The first one is good. The second one is probably not as good, but I still enjoyed it. It's just a dumb, fun. It's just a story game. It's pretty easy. If I'm remembering it correctly. The second one is. The first one might be. At one point in that game though, you do something that's pretty. I'll use the word magnificent. It's pretty large scale. What you end up doing in that game. I won't spoil it for you, Mark, but you become a powerful Sith Lord in that game.
Nice.
In The Force Unleashed. Hence the name. The Force is unleashed. Powerful.
I also played it for the DS, and that game was.
How was that?
Not very good.
Okay.
I picked it up at the library. I would not have bought it if it were my own money.
You can get games from the library?
In California, yeah.
Yeah. I actually got a Celebi off of, I believe it was like a Soul Silver cartridge that I found at the library from some guy went to an event and then got a Celebi and then returned his game to the library.
Is this like a precursor to Twitch Plays Pokemon? Just like California Plays Pokemon.
You just like go to the library, take one move, put it back, just wait for the next person.
Did it have the right nature?
I can't remember what the nature was. It was
He
probably.
released it.
I'm like, this is stupid. I'm not gonna train this chump.
This isn't the right nature. This is pretty much crap to me. Get out.
The last time when we went, Blake, when you joined us on hashtag last time, and we went on the Pokemon. Afterwards, I watched the song about the EV training of Rusty, and the show is just it's good. It's pretty good.
You missed the perfect opportunity, Blake. He asked you what is EV training, and you missed the perfect opportunity to sing that song on the internet.
I did start to sing that song a little bit on that show. I think you can go back. There's proof of it. But when you shared that with Blake, that was good. Thank you for sharing that with me. Man. Okay, so back to Force Unleashed. Actually, off of that a little bit, the console game that I got for my DS that was not the best on it. So I got Call of Duty 4 for the DS. That was I was just like, I want to play that game, and I played it, and that game was not very good. It played like the Metroid game did, where you aimed on the screen. Your aiming on the screen was tied to your stylus on the touch screen, so you're like as you're drawing on the screen, you're moving that, and it wasn't the best. Anyway, Call of Duty 4 for the 360 is just much better. Just if you're gonna play a Call of Duty game, and you can, that game is rated M, but that game is a better game. So Force Unleashed, Mark, how are you liking it so far?
It was a lot of fun. The force mechanic in the game I thought was kind of OP, and I'm just starting out and stuff, but it was a very fun mechanic. Like I figured you could use the force, but I wasn't sure how into it or anything it could be. But the mechanic with how you can just like throw things, like pretty much anything and everything in the world, you can force and throw. That was super fun.
How does that control for you? How does that feel to you? Does it work?
Yes, but I didn't have it. I thought I had it figured out when I was playing as Vader, and then there was a little bit more of a tutorial kind of teaching thing as the main character. I don't know his name. Does he have a name?
I don't remember. We'll just call him Agent 47.
Agent 47.
Yeah, we'll just call him that.
So like it kind of gave me a tutorial on how to control it, and I still am not good at it, but it controlled fine.
There are some things, if trying to remember this game, there are some things about it where you're trying to move objects that it's not the most fluid. But but it is doable. But like moving objects and like throwing them in directions, I think felt all right. They did all right for that. And that game, I mean, if you're gonna play a Star Wars game, Jedi's and Sith, like those are the people, like the people to be. Those are the strong overlords, the masters of, and the people that you can't kill. And if you're going to portray a Star Wars game, the Jedi should probably be that way, where they're not they're not easy to kill. You can't just shoot them as like, oh, dead. I mean, this isn't like Episode 2 where, oh man, we surround them with a bunch of droids and all of a sudden like we only have like 20 Jedi left or something like that.
Or Episode 3.
Yeah.
3,
like,
there's just a whole montage of these people who are supposed to be like just titans in the Star Wars universe, and there's like just amazing fighters and like generals and all intelligent people who just get like super easily murdered by their clones turning bad. You're like, wouldn't it be a disturbance in the Force or something?
Yeah, I was gonna say, shouldn't they just be like, something's not right here. The Force is telling me something. They just weren't in tune with the Force as much as everyone else was. They hadn't meditated enough. They weren't Zen. They could learn a thing or two from Jeff Bridges. Is all I'm saying. But yeah, so Force Unleashed, that's a game. I haven't played it in a while. They're not making another one to my knowledge. But okay. Anything else? Anything else you've been up to? Anything else been playing? I know there's something else that we can talk about. We can go ahead and jump to that if you want, because you and I did do something together this weekend.
Yeah. I beat the regular campaign for Orcs Must Die 2, which kind of just got me on a kick for Steam games.
You like Orcs Must Die 2? You liked that game, didn't you?
It was a blast, and I don't know if it's super good or if it's just been a long time since I've played a game. I play a lot of Minecraft, I haven't played Minecraft in a long time, but I played a lot of Minecraft, and it was generally the only game I'd played for a long time. So I don't know if it was just the getting into something that was new for the first time in a long time or what, but it was a lot of fun. And I'd only beat like the first 2 levels, so I got to pretty much play from the beginning to the end. And just watching myself, my parents were out of town or something. I had the opportunity to play a lot. I think, yeah, they were out of town. So I would like tracking my record. I just got to watch myself to be like, oh, this is like a really easy chump game, to just panicking because there's so many entrances into the portal that the orcs can get to, and not having enough money to build my traps and stuff was a really fun, I guess, path to travel for the game.
I've only played the first Orcs Must Die, and I didn't really get that much into it. It was okay. It didn't grab me. Orcs Must Die 2 might be more fun because it's co-op, and that might probably would be a fun game to play in co-op, especially like with Michael or something. But the first one never grabbed me. Have you played the first one?
I believe the first time I've ever been exposed to those games, Michael showed it to me when he first got the first one, or around that time. So I think I played a little bit then, but I didn't like own it or anything. I think he gave me Orcs Must Die 2 also. So
okay, you could just clarify. Orcs Must Die 2. If I got that game, the only person I might play with would be Michael. But I don't have that game, but I don't really plan on getting that one. So yeah, Orcs Must Die 2. That's the thing. I know that Michael played a little bit of that, and I think he liked it. I know him and another guy at work. They played a lot of the first one. Blake, have you played any of the Orcs Must Die games?
I can't. You muted yourself.
Is Blake gone? Oh no!
I can't
Did we
hear
lose
you.
Blake? We can't hear you, bro.
Tell John to fix his mic.
Nope. Someone G-chat John. It's like, John, get in the chat room.
John!
Hello?
John? Hey, Blake.
There we
you're
go.
working.
Alright,
Oh, and we lost you again.
Yeah, you just went full dingus.
So, moving on while Blake works on getting his mic fixed. Mark, you and I did something. I've done this before. I think this is your first time out. Oh, there we go.
Tests.
Is this
Tests.
working? Is it gonna continue to work?
All right, I think it's gonna be good. I'm using my laptop microphone now, so.
Oh man, what happened?
I don't know.
It's
the sock, man.
You should have gone with Fruit of the Loom.
Let's see. I played through the first game. I don't think I beat it, and I got really close to the end on the second game, but I don't think I beat either one.
You should get the DLC for the second one and play through it with me.
All right. Yeah, I think John and I tried to play co-op through the second one, but we were having trouble with it or something.
I feel like playing co-op in a game like that with John would be like pulling teeth. No offense to John.
Especially younger John. Like, this was when he was, 12.
I get along with your brother a lot, and he's super funny and fun to be around. But, yeah, younger John, like 12-year-old John playing a co-op game like that with him would just suck.
Just playing a single-player game with him like that, it would suck.
Just with John existing and trying to do fun things, it just sucked.
John's just a killjoy for everything. Orcs Must Die 2 is $14.99 on Steam right now.
It generally drops down to at least, I don't know.
It probably gets super cheap in a Steam sale. Yeah. We're going to have a Thanksgiving Steam sale. We're going to have a Halloween Steam sale coming up, I think. We'll have a Thanksgiving one, and then we'll have a Christmas one.
Nice.
So,
yep.
Or they'll just combine the Thanksgiving and the Christmas one. I don't remember how they do that. But then there's like $20 worth of DLC as well. So you can pump some money into this game. So
most of it, I believe, is just new weapons and stuff like that.
We don't care about.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Well, moving off of video games a little bit to something a little bit more active. Frisbee golf. Mark, you went frisbee golfing this weekend. This was your first time. How was it?
It was a lot of fun. I am notoriously bad at throwing a frisbee. Blake can attest to this. I love Ultimate Frisbee as a game, and I bugged him to play a lot of Ultimate Frisbee when I was out there over the summer. But one thing I hung out with this kid who was really good at throwing a frisbee, and he was always on my team, and I was just really bad, and he'd just make fun of me all the time. He'd be like, dude, you're always bugging me to play this game, but you suck at half of it. The whole throwing the frisbee part, you suck at. Anyway, I'm not great at throwing a frisbee, but playing frisbee golf was a lot of fun. It was a blast. It's so much so that yesterday I ordered a disc set off of Amazon that's supposed to get here tomorrow. So.
Okay, that could be useful. I know that I only have one disc, and it's there are 3 different types of discs. There's a driver, which is a thinner disc, and it's meant to go farther. You've got the mid-range for your mid-range shots, and then there's a putter, which is a thicker disc, and it's designed to go shorter distances, but it'll help probably get into the hole better. It's not an actual hole; it's just like a basket, a chain metal basket, and that game is it can be fun. You go with the I've played it 1, 2, 3. Maybe this is my 4th time playing. Maybe it's always been at that park that we went to, and this is the first time that I've ever actually witnessed or actually done it myself, where I've actually thrown the frisbee into the water hazard. So basically, there's this I think it's the 3rd basket where you have to chuck it. It's a par. I think that's a 3, and you have to chuck it over a water ditch. And mine didn't go far enough, and it went straight in. And so we couldn't find it. And then it turns out it was actually had sunk to the bottom of this water ditch.
Yeah, those things don't float, do they?
No, it didn't.
They do if they land flat, I believe.
Okay.
We kind of hit it at a hill, and it slid in.
But yeah, mine did not float. It went to the bottom. But Mark was gracious enough to go and get it for me. He took a shoe sock. I mean, it just went into the water, and he got it out of this deal. So I still have my frisbee. It's not sitting at the bottom still. And I bought Mark dinner later that night because he got my frisbee out.
It's
so.
totally worth it.
But no, we played. It's a 18-hole course, and we went through twice, almost twice. It got too dark the second time through, but we made through like probably 80% of that course, and it was a good time going through. And we played our first game. We played with a dude who was pretty good. He was probably just being like gracious and just like, I'll play with you guys, or maybe the sport isn't popular enough that he's like, new guys, we got to get these new blood into this game. Like this is because no one else is playing this game. But
I was semi-pro.
Yeah, he was pretty decent at the game. He definitely whooped our butts.
Especially compared to us. Yeah.
Well, definitely. I was keeping score. My first game, I scored like a plus 18 or 16, I think. Which is probably one of my better games. Like, because you think on an 18-hole course, that's consistently one over. It's like, okay, yeah, that's probably one of the better games. Or even making it under. And then my second game, I actually beat Michael at. So.
Yeah, I was like 25-20 both rounds.
There we go. Your goal though was not to reach double of my score, and I think you succeeded on that first game.
Mm-hmm. Oh well, my goal was not to get double your score, and then once I just started like getting more and more numbers, I was like, I'm just not gonna hit 30. Don't hit 30.
You can't hit 30.
So I'll just quit. If I hit 30, I'm done. Screw it.
It's all over at that point. Why keep playing? But no, we did that for a while, and I don't know about you, Mark, but I was sore that night. My legs were like, I come back and I'm sitting here. I'm playing. I think I was playing Destiny or Metal Gear. I don't remember which. And it was just, I just texted Michael. I was like, my legs, ... So it's like my legs just hurt walking around that much, and I'm not used to it. And we did that, and my legs felt better, but man, my side, I might still be able to feel a little bit of it, but yeah, I learned how to properly throw the frisbee this time, which is probably a good thing to learn.
That's an important skill in that sport.
Yeah, and in a sport that's all about throwing, you probably want to learn how to throw. I'm just laying that out there. Blake, have you ever frisbee golf? Is that something you've done before?
I played, I think 3 holes once at a Civil War reenactment.
They had that in the
Civil War. They played frisbee golf during the Civil War?
It was like after. No, they didn't play frisbee golf in the Civil War.
It's just like, man, we're tied. We don't know who's going to win this battle. Let's play frisbee golf to decide the victory. Darn, I got a bogey.
After all the school kids left, we had friends that were reenacting in the reenactment, and they had, it's in a public park, and they had a disc golf course through the park, so they had their discs. So we went out and shot a couple holes. I did pretty poorly, if I remember correctly, but yeah, I had a good time. I know there are a lot of people at my church that go disc golfing. Our youth pastor is actually really into it. He goes every weekend or so.
Yeah, I know this.
Pretty into that.
Yeah.
They get into it. Like one of the guys we were playing with had a bag, and he had probably at least 10 frisbees in there.
The square ones.
Yeah, I think it was that, or it was a backpack type of deal. But,
yeah.
He had a lot of frisbees. I went to a frisbee golf store where they had bags, and he had all this stuff. And I actually learned a little bit about how the frisbee. The guy who was kind of in the store, he taught us a little bit. He's super into it as well. Which to work at a frisbee golf store, you probably would have to be.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
But it's a small sport that I don't know how many people recognize, and it's not very big. But it's fun, and it's relatively easy to get into.
It's actually pretty big over here.
Is it?
Yeah. It's probably to do more with the weather. You can actually play all year round. I don't know how well it would work in the snow.
Well, in the culture that I represent, we don't play frisbee golf normally.
Okay.
And
All right.
most of my people, of my peeps, we're not the ones out there playing frisbee golf.
Yeah. Neither is Blake's peeps. I had the opportunity
yeah.
to go out there, as I said, this summer and play ultimate frisbee every day, which I loved. But there was a senior lock-in at his church, and the teams were straight up divided as, if you are athletic and know how to throw a frisbee well, go on not Blake's team. So it was like Blake and then all of his nerdy friends, like me and Blake and all of his nerdy friends, against the athletic seniors. So Blake has one friend one of their people quit, and then the only person on our team who actually knew how to throw a frisbee, Ethan, got recruited by their team. So it was just us versus them, and we did surprisingly well considering the.
We did do actually pretty well. We ended up tying, didn't we?
It was tied for a long time, and they just said next point wins. So
All right.
It was a game of. It was 2-3 at the end. So
Okay.
it wasn't bad, especially Isaac. There was like 3 or 4 times me and Blake would like throw the frisbee, and I'd go right by his head, and he'd just watch it.
Yeah, he would either be like,
frisbee.
he would either be like really good and like catch stuff that like it would be like crazy. You would like throw it, and then he would just end up being there and like catch it, and you weren't even like throwing it to him. Or you would throw it directly at him, and he would like almost dodge it and not catch it.
I can explain that to you, Blake, and it's a little secret, and I'll let you in on it.
All right.
It's all in the approach.
It is all in the approach.
We actually played I played Ultimate Frisbee a month or 2 ago at a church picnic, and that wore me out. That was the same time.
We played in teams of.
There was 5 people, and we had one person who was going back and forth between the teams. He was just always offense.
Yeah, so to be fair, it wasn't like we had like a big group of people and you got worn out. We played with a really big like area, and there was 5 of us.
Yeah, it was yeah. So frisbees are a thing. They are coming back, and they are here to stay. They're not going anywhere else. But yeah, frisbee golf. You're getting frisbees, Mark. We'll probably have to go back out there and give those a shot. Fall is coming. We're not going to have many more nice days, so we should. Once you get those in, maybe we should look at getting out there a little more frequently before the snow comes.
Oh yeah.
Or if you guys want to like start touring the world, you can come here. The weather is always nice, and you can always throw a frisbee.
That is a load of crap, though. It is literally on lava in your state.
But it's not humid.
That's true, because I remember I was playing Ultimate Frisbee out there, and somebody was like, have you drank any water all day? I was like, not really, but I haven't been sweating that much. Here, where it's always humid, your sweat never evaporates. So everything you sweat, you can see in your shirt. There, I just downed 4 bottles of water and didn't even realize that I was sweating that much because all of it was gone.
Yeah, you just have to worry about staying hydrated, and then you're good.
Just make sure that you bring plenty of Mountain Dew, and then you'll be plenty hydrated.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And maybe like some salt water or something with that.
Yeah, there's plenty of salt water over there. I mean.
Yeah, we got a whole ocean.
Man.
Who says we're in a water crisis? We got a coastline.
The whole ocean's right there. Like, man, I can't find any water. Just look over there.
Figure it out.
Come on, guys. To your left, just a little bit.
Where'd the water, guys? Where'd the water go? It's nowhere. Dude, seriously, just turn around.
Oh,
I don't see it.
You want to see something funny though? Just go to California sometime when it's raining, and you see like everybody outside, and they're like, "Oh!" And it's like, guys, it does this for days at a time. What's the big deal?
The other day, I was talking about this. I think on I Can't Know Music. It was raining, and as soon as the water droplets would hit my skin, they would immediately evaporate off of it. It was the weirdest thing.
It sounds like you need a little more rain then. If it's just vanishing off of you, then you should.
It was also technically like what most people would call sprinkling, so they weren't like full raindrops.
You probably have a different perspective, coming up here and seeing different weather.
There was water coming out of the sky that was visible, so we can pretty much call it a storm.
So they panicked. They're like, "Oh, what do we do? I don't know.
I can't drive anymore. How do you drive it?"
I kid you not. It started raining when I was out there, and it was like 30 seconds before we heard sirens because of a wreck. And I was like, "You guys just don't know what to do."
Wow. It's not.
It was
all right. To be fair, though, like you might know how to drive in that, but if your tires aren't prepared for anything like that,
yeah.
Because in California, like apparently there's just street tires where it's just like there's not much tread on them for traction, like it's gonna be fine. Like where I would like where if I know how I could probably drive in that just fine. I've driven in heavy rain before, but like if your tires aren't, then there's probably not much you're gonna be able to do about it.
Yeah.
Wow, this conversation just went to the weather. I mean, so much to talk about here. Hashtag. The weather talk here. Moving on, I should probably bring this up. Michael's not here to talk about this, but him and I have spent a bunch of time recently playing Destiny, The Taken King. The Taken King is the new expansion that came out. We've been playing a lot of Destiny recently, and Michael, being on assignment, is not able to play Destiny. This is an opportunity for me to really jump ahead of him in my gear level. But that game is fun right now. Michael is enjoying it. I am enjoying it. They changed the way that loot drops. So if you're familiar with Diablo 3 at all and the way that loot system works, as far as it just dropping frequently and getting like decent gear, it's probably not as frequent as Diablo, but I think about that. It definitely drops way more frequently than it did before. Where, and I've heard people talk about this. Like you could play for a week and just maybe not get anything. And other people have said that on a podcast or whatever. But now we've been playing for like a week because I think Michael just started playing when his wife left, and we're like. We're not max level yet, but we're pretty high up, and we've been enjoying that. So, Destiny, we'll probably talk more about that next week when Michael's back. But that is a thing that we are kind of enjoying right now, and so I need to talk about that. Something else that I should talk. I'm not going to talk about. Metal Gear is still a thing in my life. I know we've been talking about this for like a month and a half now since Metal Gear's been out. And it comes up quite frequently on the show, but man, that game is good. The game is a good game.
Everything I've heard just sounds like it is a giant, like, just insane. Almost like when you think like action movie craziness, only portrayed and like done very well in a video game, to where everything. Like, I think a lot of games try to be, like, super crazy, like Metal Gear seems to be, with, like, pieces or, like, set pieces and stuff, but Metal Gear pulls it off.
Some of those set pieces, though, are actually created by you. I've heard someone else describe this, and it's true. I think it was on Giant Bomb maybe who said this? I'm not sure.
Your
but
sister site?
Yeah, our sister site, giantbomb.com. When you're doing a mission in that game, and I'm talking Metal Gear. You got me talking about Metal Gear. When you are doing a mission in that game, and like you're like, all right, I got this plan. This is how I'm going to do this, or this is how I think I'm going to do this, and then it just completely goes sideways. Like something went wrong in your plan, or you didn't expect it, or you got caught, or whatever. And how you react to that is great, because you will create some of those memorable set piece moments for yourself in that game. Like, I'm sneaking on this base or whatever like that. No, I'm doing really good. I'm tranking these guys. And all of a sudden, like, oh no, there's a dude over here that I didn't spot or something like that, and he sees me. And now, like, the entire base is alerted to my presence if I didn't silence him quick enough. Or, oh no, I don't have a silencer now. I can't do anything with these guys. I have to just avoid everybody. Or if I shoot once, the entire base is alerted. Those set piece moments will come almost spontaneously to you, and they will be different probably than so many people play this, but what one person's set piece moment is not going to be necessarily the same as the next person because of the way they play the game. And you kind of said action movie. It is kind of like that, but it's an action movie that you decide how you want to play that. Like, I'm just going to stealth the entire game. You can do that. I have not done that. I've stealthed most of that game, but like today I had to do a mission where I had to destroy a bunch of armor. I want to say armor, like armored vehicles, and so like I grabbed my new I grabbed a bazooka that I had, a big one, and I just was like just bazooking, and this was like I think it's a max level of that specific weapon, and I was like destroying everything. The sweet thing though, okay, so this is what happened to me today, is I destroy all the vehicles, and then the last vehicle I destroyed was a helicopter. This is not a lock-on rocket. I can't lock onto it and then just aim. So aiming a straight line projectile at a flying vehicle can be kind of difficult, you would think. And what I did is I had taken out everyone in the base, that was this little like outpost next to me, and so like the helicopter was kind of flying towards me a little bit, and so I just aimed ahead of it and then just shot, and I managed to hit the thing. But then it knew where I was. So then it starts flying towards me, and the guy's like, "Boss, you need to like not fight a helicopter from the front. Try to sneak behind it and then shoot it there." And so like I'm hiding behind this dumpster in this tent while this helicopter's just raining like armor-piercing like bullets down on me or whatever. And I like pop out real quick and like and it spots me, and so I shoot and then it spots me. Like for some reason I don't know what, but then it goes into what's called reflex mode, where it's kind of slow-mo, and I slow motion watch the rocket go and then hit it like in the side, and then like it just takes it out. Like stuff like that, like that's not necessarily planned. Like someone could have done that completely differently, where they could have just called them their helicopter to take out, and then you could just watch two helicopters. Although my helicopter's totally way better than another helicopter, but like you could just watch them. You could just watch them like fight in the air, or you could you could have had another rocket. One thing I'm not sure if I can do this or not, and I should probably try this. Is I wonder if I got a good enough sniper rifle, if I could snipe the pilot in the helicopter. I wonder if I could do it. I don't think I can, but how cool would that be if I got something I could actually do? And in this game, Metal Gear, it's something you could totally do. So I'm going to stop talking about Metal Gear because we've talked about this so many times. Maybe we'll just do like when me and Michael.
You guys are going to have to start a Metal Gear podcast.
It's like 15 minutes. Like what Metal Gear today or something like that.
You just have
this week in Metal Gear.
Yeah, it keeps sidetracking the conversation.
Man, the game. I mean, you just listening to the show, you could probably already figure out what my game of the year is. Just pointing that out there.
One, right?
You know, in a year where Batman comes out and then Metal Gear comes out and then tops Batman, you got to like step back and like reevaluate like how you think, how you view life.
You weren't the biggest fan of the new Batman, right?
I liked the new Batman. I went through all the challenges in that game mainly because I wanted to like do that in a game in the Batman game. But there are some cool things about that Batman game, and I actually would like to go back. I wanted to go back and replay the story. I'm not sure if I will, but like it's a good game. I did not have the joy, that's not joy, the right word, but like the excitement, that enjoyment I had playing it as I did have playing as Arkham City. Arkham City was I really enjoyed it, and I kept going back to that game and just doing a little bit, or just like I just want to be the Batman for a little bit, so I'm just gonna fly around Arkham City for a little bit and just beat up guys. Like this is a game that you can pop into and do. But yeah, this has turned out to be a good year for video games. I've talked. Giant Bomb has said that, and I think it's kind of turned out to be true. All right. Destiny, I can cross out. I'm gonna cross Destiny. How was Metal Gear? I didn't even write Metal Gear down. So something else worth bringing up is TV is starting again. The TV shows that I follow are starting. I know Mark, you follow these shows. You followed them, I think, last year. Like I don't know how closely you follow them. But like Flash and Arrow start up this week. Flash season 2 premieres tomorrow. 8 Central. I don't remember. And then yeah. So I'll get to that in a minute. And then Arrow premieres Wednesday night. And Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. started last week. TV is starting back up. Mark, what are you excited for? Flash, Arrow, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., all of it?
Uh, Not so much Arrow. I gave the description of Arrow to you as season 1 being alright TV, season 2 being good, and season 3 being a garbage show for babies.
Season 3 was not very good.
Season 3 was almost just bad television. Its entire all of it was.
I think this might sum up for both of us, but if you could change one thing about season 3, what would it be?
Laurel.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Just her existence.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay.
Flash.
State that and move on.
Flash was almost killer in its entirety, and was the best part about Flash is it took the CW-esque things, just the super drama relationship crap that I don't care about, really. It took it aside much more than Arrow did, and just was like, this is a very silly and not grounded in reality almost at all concept of the Flash, and it's based off of a comic book, so we want to make a comic book on screen. So there's episodes where there are comic book villains doing very comic book villain things. The episode with the Trickster where he has in gift wrapped boxes parachuting down from the sky bombs. That's something that is in no way realistic in how somebody would actually attack a city.
It's not. It hasn't happened in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It hasn't happened in Arrow, but they did it in Flash. They actually went that far, which is something you would probably see in JLU or something in an episode of that. That's something you would probably see there.
The greatest television show of all time. So.
Justice League Unlimited, also known as Justice League Season 3 and 4 and 5. So
5, depending on what you go by, story or if it was when it was canceled. Or not.
So are you looking forward to season 2 of Flash then?
Yes. And then Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was really good. I liked Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. a lot.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. really stepped up their game last season, especially from the first season. I thought they had a poor start, and then Captain America 2 comes along and then kind of revamps that show. And which, if you've watched Captain America 2 and then you're watching a show called Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you can imagine how that movie would probably just change the entire dynamic of that show. And it did, and it made that. And that show was good. And then they start off with season 2, and that show was great. Arrow, I don't know which. I don't know if I enjoyed Flash more or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. more last season. It was really good. But all that's starting up again, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. I hope that they can deliver, make Arrow better. I hope that they can. That'd be awesome if Flash continues to be great. That would be cool too. Blake, have you watched any of these shows, or are you interested in following them this season?
Not really. What happens when? Huh?
I called you putz. Sorry.
Oh. What happens when I watch TV shows is I end up not sleeping and watching TV.
Unless he's in church.
Unless I fall asleep all over the place.
That's true.
I slept through all my math today, so I have no idea what we're doing.
That's why you get a math partner, and then they can tell you what you're doing then.
He fell asleep as well.
Well, who can you rely on anymore?
The internet.
Your math partner's gonna fall asleep.
Google.
Yeah, just figure it out afterwards. But yeah, so I've made kind of the decision to not really watch TV during the school year. At least shows that I know that I will get super into, and end up binge watching them every night until 3 o'clock in the morning or whatever. So.
That's probably a smart thing. I mean, if without that turn off switch.
Yeah.
Or just give John the remote.
Well,
no, never give John any sort of power. At no point in your life.
Don't give John any type of power at all.
Ever.
It'll always come back to black holes. Just saying.
But yeah, I probably generally when we come out to Nebraska or Marcus comes out here, we'll generally try to watch through some show. In the past, we've
Daredevil's
done.
the next one, by the way.
Okay.
Oh, that.
I've watched about
that's-
6 episodes into that and haven't watched past it.
You stopped at 6 episodes?
Yeah,
Blake does stupid things.
it was really good, but then like I took a break and I knew that if I got back into it, it would suck
But
away my
there's-
life.
There's only like 3 more episodes, like
There's like
4 more
12,
episodes.
isn't there?
It's like 12 episodes.
I don't
Okay,
know.
so 6 hours. So you got 6 more episodes. That's only like 6 hours of your life. I mean,
All right.
whatever.
Still,
You need
that's
6 hours, Blake.
that's enough to like. That's fair.
Ruin.
I don't know.
No.
Anyways,
If you're gonna binge watch, 6 hours can be a long binge watch, especially during the school year. So
yeah.
Especially a show that dark.
And into the night, yeah.
yeah. Oh, Daredevil.
Yeah, 6 hours starting at 10 o'clock. That's a fair bit of time there. But yeah, we'll
I mean,
probably,
you always have power naps at school and church, so
yeah, no.
who can get tired?
Yeah, we'll probably. I guess we're watching Daredevil when we come out for Christmas. But yeah, we've watched the past. We tried watching Naruto.
That show was crap.
Which show?
Kind
I missed.
of.
I missed what.
It
huh?
moves. Naruto. That show moves at a snail's pace.
So bad.
Their favorite thing to do is flashback. Full scene
Stuff you've already
flashbacks
seen.
of the previous episode. Like, okay, there was this one, I don't know, it was probably about a 10 episode section in which there were, 6 fights going on all over the city, whatever. So each episode, they would recap to all of the fights. One of the fights, for 3 solid episodes, they would recap it, but not do anything with it. So they would give you this
Also,
5-minute recap telling you exactly what happened 4 episodes ago, every single episode, and not move the story forward at all.
It's designed. That show is designed for the not binge watcher. It's like, I'm not gonna binge watch a show. I'm gonna watch them a month apart. Man,
Yeah.
I forgot what happened 6 months ago. Well, I'm glad you're watching the show then, because we designed the show specifically for you.
there was a time when the main antagonist at that time in the show was fighting the leader of Naruto's clan, I guess. I don't remember what it's called.
His master.
Yeah, his master,
Yeah,
the Hokage. And they were in a struggle. They had I think he was stabbed. He stabbed the Hokage, but the Hokage did something back, and then they wouldn't even recap it. They would go and show stuff happening with Naruto and all over the city, and then they would cut, and there'd be 2 minutes. There'd be 2 segments of 2 minutes for 7 episodes of just those 2 people not saying any dialogue, not doing anything, just kind of grunting and holding their positions in that fight for 10 episodes. And I was
think they might have also been thinking.
Oh yeah, they were.
there was-
Yeah, there was the narrative of, but it was the
Not
same
narrative,
thing.
but still.
This person's incredibly powerful. I don't see how I'm going to beat them.
Yeah. So we ended up not finishing that one, but we did. Did we finish The Office? We didn't finish The Office. We got pretty far into it.
Yeah.
We also did both Full Metals. No, we didn't. We didn't do Brotherhood. We finished Brotherhood because
Yeah,
we had
I
already
think-
watched up to season 4 or 5.
Whatever
For
one's
some-
not on Netflix.
Yeah. So
For
but
someone
anyways,
coming brand new into Full Metal, would you recommend that they watch Brotherhood or Full Metal?
I personally would recommend Brotherhood.
Well, you're dumb. Here's what I would say. I'm kidding. No, I would watch Full Metal up
But don't-
until the episode
Don't watch the end.
The Chimera's Cry. And then after that episode, switch to Brotherhood.
Mhm.
Because
But
Brotherhood
So-
is better in every single way, except for that one episode is done so much better in Full Metal.
I think that Brotherhood also assumes that you have watched Full Metal,
Or read
and
the
know
manga.
the beginning of it, because the two shows, what happened was the Full Metal Alchemist manga series was being written during the time of the Full Metal anime series. So after some time, the anime series caught up with the manga series, and they didn't have anything else to write. So they're like, all right, we are going to make up the rest of the story and finish this TV show. So they did that, and then a couple years later, they're like, all right, this is totally different than the manga series. We are going to do one again with the manga series. So essentially, they recap the first season or two of Full Metal in about 7 episodes of Brotherhood, and then go on to the rest of what happens. For the most part, in this 6th season, or the beginning episodes, there are a couple subtle changes. I believe they start the story in different places. There are some minor things that happen that are different, but yeah, I would say definitely Full Metal has a way better starting. They do a really good job explaining everything and stuff like that, but the ending is kind of really sucky and terrible. And Brotherhood, the beginning isn't that good if you don't know the story already, but the ending is insanely amazing.
It's money.
Okay, I watched a lot of Full Metal. I never watched Brotherhood at all, and the show was good. Chimera's Cry, that was a terrible episode. I like from different reasons, but like that it's an interesting show. It's kind of the only anime and the most anime thing I've probably ever gotten into as far as like watching. And I know you guys like it, so
It's
yeah.
good.
So moving on a little bit from TV, I will mention this because I know, Mark, you mentioned you watch the shows on Hulu, which I also do. Hulu Plus just upgraded their service. They added a new service plan where you can pay for a little bit more, and you get rid of the ads, which is great. Like that's probably my biggest beef with Hulu is I'm paying for the subscription service and I still have to watch ads. Like I don't want to watch ads on this content. And so like they gave you an option. It's like, all right, well if you want to pay more, then you don't have to watch the ads. So it's like, all right, fine, I'll pay more. I don't want to watch these ads. I watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. live last week, but then I also watched it, I think the following day. I put it on Hulu. They still made me watch ads. They put, like, due to contract restrictions or whatever like that, we have to put it at an ad before this show and after this show or whatever like that. But you won't have any commercial breaks in between. Why am I paying this service for no ads? I am giving you more of my money so that I don't have to watch any of this. And you're telling me that you are contractually obligated to show ads. Then why are you even offering this service? Like, what is the deal? Like, why even take any more of my money if you're just going to lie to my face? It's like, well, we'll take like 50% of the ads away. Then say that. Say that I will take, for 50% less ads, you can pay more. Why? Why did they do this to me? Why did they make me pay so much more? Oh, I watched that. I was like, what? For seriously? Like, why are they doing that? Like, and here's the worst thing. Here's the worst thing. I am still going to pay for that service because that's still less ads than what I was paying for. Like, all right, they got me. All right.
How much more is the service?
They want. It is like $12 versus like the $8 or whatever. So it's like $4 more. $4 more, and I get 50% less ads. Now,
is it just with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or is it like?
Here's also this is worth mentioning, is that, and I can watch Seinfeld now. There are no commercials at all. I'm watching Stargate SG-1 on Hulu Plus, no ads at all. But because this is a new show, they have to put ads in there for some reason. I'm wondering if they're going to do the same thing with Flash and Arrow. I'm not sure, but it's like they even put a disclaimer on there because they know that someone is going to come along and be like, I am paying you more money, and you're still making me watch these ads.
Somebody's gonna do that anyway. I don't know. Blake doesn't work in a customer service job, but I know you do, being an internet provider, and I work at a coffee shop. It doesn't matter what you tell people, and anything like that, their idea in their head is what they're going to go off of. So even if you don't lie to this person and you tell them exactly what they're getting and everything, and it doesn't line up with what they thought in their head before they even came in, they will yell at you and get very angry for no reason, really.
Yeah, okay, sure. If I'm not explaining myself well enough, and I'm selling my product, and someone gets mad at me because they misinterpret that, okay, I can see that. But when you're telling me that if you pay more money, and then you won't get those ads anymore, and then you still give me those ads, how am I misinterpreting that? Like, where am I going wrong? How have I failed as a human being?
No, that's not you. I'm just saying people are going to call in and complain to Hulu no matter what they say, thinking that they weren't going to get ads.
So, anyway, that's my Hulu Plus thing. Well, it's almost time to wrap up the show. We've been at this for a little bit now, but there's one more thing that I want to bring up before we end the show. Michael proposed to me 2 months ago about the possibility of doing a new show on the website. The show would be dedicated to the TV coverage, kind of more of a TV focused, TV show focused podcast, where we would talk about shows that I've been consuming and so forth. This show is going to happen. We're going to kind of put one out there. No promises of continuing to do more, but we will see how this goes. This show has yet to. I'm not putting a name out there because I don't have a name for this show yet. But the co-host, has been determined for this show. Mark, you're going to be co-hosting the show with me.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about Arrow, Flash, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and then possibly whatever else on TV related that we want to talk about, other shows, depending on how it goes. We will be recording our first episode Friday night this week. That will, let me check the calendar. The recording, and we should do a live show, a live podcast on that. This is the 9th of October. We'll be recording that probably a little bit later, but later that evening, and then we'll talk about Flash, the first episode of Flash, the first episode of Arrow, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So far, and probably some other stuff. So another podcast is coming to the Frog Pants Network. No, not to the Frog Pants Network, to the culturemypeople.com.
Where sneak in the back door, Frog Pants. Hey guys, we're starting a show.
I'm just gonna record like Scott Johnson's like, this show is part of the Frog Pants Studio Network. I'm just gonna record that, put it at the end of my own. We'll see whatever. No, this is our show. This belongs to the culturemypeople.com, and we'll be starting this up. We'll see how it goes. It'll give us an outlet to kind of go into a little bit more detail to talk about these shows than perhaps maybe is fitting or should be on hashtag, where we can talk about whatever we want. But it's our website, and we can do whatever we want anyway. So, Mark, almost anything that we want.
The funniest thing I find out about hashtag is every time you guys talk about something a lot, you just seem to make your own show about it, and eventually you're just gonna have like 12 different shows, and then have nothing to talk about on hashtag because you have other shows just completely dedicated to that one thing. Talked about it too much.
And we'll get Metal Gear podcast going on. We'll get this TV show podcast going. Like, what else are we gonna talk about on hashtag? No, but
it's just gonna be like a politics podcast, and that'll be so much fun.
Yeah, and then you'll just get like my parents listening.
I know that Michael's dream for this website is to do a political podcast where we talk about our opinions and views. I know that was his goal the entire time. That's what he wanted to accomplish. This is just the launching platform for that. For his political career, Michael 2018.
He's going up against Kanye.
2016.
Yeah, man.
Michael, was that
Michael versus Kanye.
Michael Kanye. That is an election that. Oh, dude, I want to see that presidential debate. I want to see that presidential debate. Have you guys seen? Are you guys? There's an episode of Community where they're electing like a student body president or something like that, and the episode at one point is they're doing the debate. And it's basically like this old guy, I think his name is Marvin or Martin or whatever like that. Like he's spitting at one dude, and like the other guy is just like, I don't remember even what he's saying, but it's like they're just going back and forth.
It's the pop guy.
Yeah, it's pop. Yeah, so it's like pop. And like that was like the entirety of the debate. It was just that. Oh, Community. That is also the new season is out. I watched like part of the first couple minutes of the first.
It wasn't any good, was it?
People
came out on Yahoo, didn't it?
Yeah, it was Yahoo picked the show up and they did it. I heard that the new season was good. It was better than the other seasons had been. I didn't really watch it. So anyway, new podcast. So stay tuned to the site to check that out and tune back in for that. So yeah, is there anything else you guys want to talk about before we wrap up? And with that, we will just go ahead and wrap up the show. Mark, you've been on hashtag. You've been on the website before. Now you're getting another co-host slot on later this week. So, Is there anything you want to pimp or anything? And how can people find you on the internet?
You can go to my Twitter. It is AfroThunda on Twitter, I believe, and it's the same as my Instagram. Marcus Nip on Facebook. And I have a YouTube channel, and I believe it's my real name because I set it up with Google. So I have a YouTube channel. I've posted Minecraft Let's Plays there before, and am interested in starting back up. My life's kind of busy and hectic right now, but after October, things should settle down a lot, and then I'd like to start posting things again.
Okay, and also to follow Mark, stay tuned into the TV show podcast, which is yet to be named. We'll get a name for that at some point.
Yeah.
So, all right, Blake, anything you want to talk about? Where can people find you on the internet?
People can find me on the show. I cannot know music. I will know music.
Whoa. I can't know music.
All right. I'm sorry. I took out the contraction.
We got a grammar here.
Anyways, we won't be doing a show later tonight because Michael is not present.
He's on assignment.
Yeah. So we will probably have that out. Well, we will have it out next week. So we're just taking a break for this week.
What album are you covering next week? I think you mentioned it earlier on the show.
It is We Can't Dance by Genesis. And
okay.
I don't know. So far, I've been having trouble getting into it. So we'll see how what Michael has to say about it. I think he will have enjoyed it a lot more than I have.
Okay.
What genre is it?
It's Phil Collins, so like adult contemporary.
See, I remember that now, because my thing is with podcasts, I take an art class like an hour away.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of my podcast time that I get to just straight listen to is on the trip. But also, I don't drive there. I get a ride with a friend of our families and stuff. And for some reason, that trip just is why don't I just take a nap right now? So although I have the podcast playing, I usually just fall asleep for like 45 minutes. So I miss a lot of stuff.
I had that issue when on the last vacation I took, where it's like, you think that you're traveling, this would be a great time to like listen to podcasts and get some, listen to that stuff, but like you end up just like for me, I just end up like maybe talking to people or actually doing things with other people in the vehicle. So I didn't listen nearly as much or do nearly the things. I kind of overplan for things to do when it goes to vacation. Like on the trip, all right, what am I gonna do? Do I have enough to do here? So like I had my Kindle and I downloaded like almost an entire season of Stargate SG-1, and I barely watched all of it. Like I just over prepared for stuff to do. So, and then so yeah, you do that. And did you mention your Twitter handle? I don't remember if you did.
Do you
Me?
have Twitter, Blake?
No. I don't have anything else. I am anonymous on the internet other than that
Facebook.
show. I don't do anything with my Facebook. I occasionally
neither.
like some like
Facebook's
Pokemon picture or whatever.
overrated Anyway, it's just
What is your
platform
what
for
is
babies.
yeah what is your Google Hangouts page, Blake? That's what everybody's using nowadays.
Yeah, no.
Google Plus? Yeah, everyone uses
Google Plus.
Yeah.
I think it's Blake Wilson,
Whatever.
maybe.
Blake Drewby, what did you call for him to get in?
Yeah, Drewby has it. Drewby knows.
Oh, I don't know. Who cares about Google Plus? And I
Alright.
also I can't recommend that platform necessarily anymore anyway because like I found some bad stuff like just browsing there, so it's like it's not even necessarily the best platform, like the cleanest platform. So I can't recommend it. So stay away. Google down with Google Plus. Finally.
Yeah. You could find me on Spotify at Blake Christian.
Gotcha.
I have a playlist up there.
Singular playlist.
A singular playlist along with my Discovery, which is public. If y'all want to check that out, it's all right. This week I've been listening to some other artists that I found.
Are you gonna rename your playlist Blake's Safe House?
No, because it was the first one. You don't need to name it. It's like naming a movie, the title, and then one or whatever. You don't. It's Safe House. It is the Safe House podcast or playlist.
Safe House. The Safe House.
That playlist, man, the first time I listened to it, I was listening to Michael's playlist, and he has very specific ideas and
he has a
themes
very structured playlist.
So going into Blake's, in case you guys don't listen to Can't Know Music, is every single song that Blake likes that is on Spotify and that he's like listened to since he's had the playlist has been added to the playlist. So I listened to it and it was on shuffle and I was sitting there and I was like, oh, like I got some like fairly just stuff that I would like figure was in there. I got some like rejects, and then there was a little bit of Weezer and I was like, cool. And then there was some weird, I don't remember what it was, and I was like, what? And then it just went downhill from there and I was like, all this is good music, but I don't see how it fits in. And then eventually I just realized, I was like, oh, this is just every song that Blake likes ever.
Is it a concept playlist, Blake? Is that how you start?
The concept is everything that I like.
The concept
is everything.
It would be probably listening to it fresh. You're like, man, I'm trying to figure out like what this means.
Yeah, man.
I have no idea how
the order of every song is, meticulously planned out. Every time I want to add a new one, I'm like, all right, where am I gonna put this one? I have to, make sure
at the bottom.
Yeah, it's like always, hey, this one fits perfectly at the bottom of the playlist.
Every time! I don't get it.
It's
great.
magic.
Yeah, but I actually need to kind of update it. I'm falling behind with it. This is actually probably a good week because I've listened through my Discovery, I think, once or twice so far, and there was nothing I was, super excited about. So yeah, I'll probably spend some time getting some new stuff into that one. I don't think I've updated it in about 2 weeks or so.
All right.
So yeah.
If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at Drewby132. Facebook is facebook.com/Drewby132. If you want to email me on the site, it's Drewby@thecultureofmypeople.com. If you want to email the show, you want to email this show, you want to talk to Michael and Blake on I Can't Know Music, I Know Music, or if you want to talk to like me and Mark on the show later this week, you can email us podcast@thecultureofmypeople.com. If you want to follow the site on Twitter, it's @thecultureofmypeep. I think it tweets out like when their new shows are posted on the site, new podcasts, when like articles, when we post articles or links to like or just news or whatever. We posted some new stuff this last week. So yeah. So yeah, stay tuned to the site. Michael on assignment, but if you want to follow him on Twitter, it's @MichaelNip. At the real Michael Nip. Is the real Michael Nip or?
Yeah, the real Michael Nip.
Is that Facebook or is that Twitter? I don't.
I think it's both.
Who cares?
No.
Michael Nip is on this website somewhere. You can go find him. Just
listen to the end of a previous episode if you want to contact him.
there you go. If you want to listen to him, or I mean, who wants to listen to that?
Listen to a different show.
You know,
check out I Can't Know Music, I'll Know Music, or the
there you go.
podcast.
There you go. Yes.
Yet to be named.
He wouldn't be on that one.
Oh, yeah, I guess not. Don't listen to that one for that information. Listen to it for the TV stuff.
Yeah.
Listen to the music one.
There you go.
For music stuff.
Music and TV, we're expanding.
Yeah.
We're opening up a new wing on the website. So. All right. Well, another episode in the bag. So for hashtag following the conversation, this has been me, Drew B, and my co-host
Marcus?
Blake.
Dang it.